the new marketing for your small business podcast. Delivering the latest opportunities in marketing to help your small business grow and prosper in a digital world.
Welcome back to the new marketing for your small business podcast. I'm your host, Luke Porter, the founder of Moving Tree Media, and it's 2026. And I know you've probably already made and possibly already broken New Year's resolutions. So what I'm going to propose today is not so much of a New Year's resolution as a goal, a 2026 goal. And it is finally committing to improving your social media presence for your business. And today's episode is going to be very focused on the algorithms that drive all the major platforms, especially as it relates to vertical video. So if you want to succeed on social media this year, you have to play nice with the algorithms. You got to give them what they want. Right now, what they want more than anything else is consistency. Now, consistency can mean a lot of different things. I don't just mean consistency in posting. I mean consistency in audience, style, timing, intent, all sorts of things. So let's get into it. So the goal of every social media algorithm is simple. Whether it is Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or any of them, what they want is people to stay on the platform. They don't want people leaving and going somewhere else because then they can't see all those lovely ads that generate revenue for these platforms. So they keep people on the platforms by showing them the content that they already like. And I've kind of talked about this before, how social media has changed, and now it is very, very much interest-based. I've heard some people say it shouldn't even be called social media anymore. It should be interest media or interest-based media, because the algorithms don't even care as much about who you follow anymore or what your friends or your uncle or your neighbor's doing as much as what things you personally like. Now, it's the same thing for the content that you are putting out for other people to see. The algorithm can only show your content to other people if it actually understands what your content is all about and who it's for. So if every single one of your videos is aimed at a different audience, even if those are all people that you could potentially do business with, the algorithm gets confused. Maybe one day it thinks your content is actually more for homeowners. And the next day it's like, whoa, actually this is more for business owners. Then the next day it's like, this content is specifically for parents of children under 10 years old. And wait a minute, then the next day, this piece of content, this is for retired people. So that unpredictability makes it really hard for each platform to push your content to the right people consistently because it never knows what it's going to get from you. And even if it can recognize that these different pieces of content are for different audiences, the algorithms don't like that. They want each of your accounts to be directed towards a specific target person. Then it knows it can just keep pushing your content to that person consistently. So here in 2026, the algorithms really want creators and businesses to have this very clearly defined audience, this persona, if you will, that represents their target market. And every video should feel like it is speaking to that person over and over again. So this is where a lot of business owners get hung up because they'll say like, well, my target market is homeowners, or my target market is small business owners in Minnesota. And that's just not specific anymore. So think about it like a persona. Think about a person, one person. Give her a name if you want. Who is she? How old is she? What generation is she from? What stresses her out? What does she care about? What types of content actually make her stop scrolling and pay attention to something? So as you are planning out your content, some things to ask yourself about her. Does she like more educational content? Is she out to learn things when she's on these platforms? Or does she like more inspirational content? Does she want to be inspired to take action? Do you think she likes quick, rapid-fire tips? Or does she like more long explanations, long-form video? And do you think she'd want more like of a professional tone or more of like just a casual, down-to-earth tone? These are important questions to ask yourself because these are also part of consistency. Every video you make should be made for her. Not for everyone in the world, not for everyone in the Twin Cities, not for every homeowner in the Twin Cities, if that's your target market, but for her. So how do you figure out what she likes? Go find her online. Find that type of person on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on Instagram. Find people that seem like they fit that persona and Take a look at their behavior. What kind of videos is she commenting on? What is she sharing online? What content does she save? What creators does she follow? You can even start putting this information into a document. Put links in there. Copy and paste comments that she's made in there. Anyone who fits that persona, start dumping information into a document. And I'll tell you why. Use an AI tool for this. I'm not a fan of using AI for everything. I think it has its place. And one of the best uses of AI is for research. So if you have a document that is 5 pages of content about your target person, about this persona that you want to reach through your business content, and it is comments that she's left, it is posts that she's made, it is people that she's followed, it is as much information as you can gather. Put that into a document and put it into something like ChatGPT or Google Gemini and ask them to help you. Ask them to help define your ideal customer based on all of this data. But that's the trick. You got to give them a lot of information, not just 2 sentences. 2 sentences is not going to cut it. Give them a couple pages worth of details. For any of these AIs, the more context you give, the better the output will be. And then you will have this really well-defined description of exactly who you're trying to reach through your content. You take that and you make content for her. The next thing we're going to talk about with consistency is trends. Not only do the algorithms want a certain type of content for a certain type of person, but it also follows trends. It knows that people are more likely to watch a video if it follows a certain trend or a style or a sound that they already like. And I know some people, when I say trends, they think about like the latest dance move on TikTok or some weird gimmick that everybody's doing. And I'm not talking about dance trends or gimmicks. I'm talking about things like trending music, trending video formats, trending editing styles. For example, TikTok has an online site called the Creative Center. You can Google it, TikTok Creative Center. It literally shows you exactly what music is trending right now. And it gives you examples of how other people have used that music. So I would say take a look at the top 50. You can play each track. These are tracks you can use directly in TikTok that are almost guaranteed to give your video a boost. Now, most of the tracks are probably not going to apply for your brand or for the tone of that video, but some will. And the music doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be the central focus of the video. It can kind of sit quietly underneath your voice in the background and just accent what you're talking about. And the algorithm will still pick up on that and will show your content to more people because of that. Now, the best practice would be to add the music right inside of TikTok. If you use a separate editor like iMovie or Adobe Premiere and you add the music in there, the algorithm will probably pick up on it, but if it's quieter in the background, it might not. And the algorithm loves it when you use the tools that are built into it. And that applies to all of them, not just TikTok. But since I'm talking about TikTok right now, and I'm going to throw this in right now just in case you're still dubious about TikTok. I've said it before, but the fastest growing audience on TikTok is 40 to 50-year-olds. Almost whoever your target market is, they're on TikTok. But anyway, you've recorded a great video for your target person. You upload it to TikTok. Depending on your interface, it looks a little different for some people. There's a button that says Add Sound. You click on Add Sound. You can find that trending audio in there. Maybe you found that track through TikTok Creative Center, or you can just browse right in the TikTok app. Find a trending music piece, add it to your clip. There is a volume button. You can adjust the volume of your voice and the volume of the music track so it doesn't overpower you. If you do it within the app like that, TikTok's going to show your video to more people. And then look at video styles. Find other people in your industry that are absolutely crushing it, or look at other industries. Maybe it's a self-interview style of video. Maybe it's more that man on the street style video or a green screen video. TikTok has this built in, and I'm sure you've seen it, where you can have your talking head over an article, over a headline. This helps set you up as an expert in your industry. So you can search hashtags right inside of TikTok. You can just search for topics related to your industry inside of TikTok. Look at the top performing videos. And you can do this in Instagram, you can do it in YouTube, but look at those top performing videos and copy the style. Not the content, so that content belongs to them, but the style. When you match a style that the algorithm already likes, you give yourself a better chance of being pushed to a wider audience. Now let's talk about the time and day of when you post. One of the big changes in the algorithms over the last year is that the posting time has become a little bit more important again. For a while, it didn't matter so much. Now it kind of does, especially when we're talking about Instagram and TikTok. So pick the days of the week and the times of the week that you will post and be consistent about those times. If you're going to post, let's say on Wednesday at 9 a.m., do it at Wednesday at 9 a.m. every week because the algorithm likes that consistency. And don't miss a week. And almost every platform has these built-in insights that'll tell you when your audience is the most active. Maybe it's Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Maybe it's Thursdays at 7 a.m. Use that data. You can even use like a scheduling tool like Hootsuite, or there's Social Pilot is the one I like. But there's a ton of these scheduling tools to make sure your content goes live at the right time. Here in Minnesota, for my clients, what I've found is the best times are usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, around like 8 to 10 a.m. This seems to be when a lot of people are browsing social media. So that's when I consistently post for them. It's not a guess, it's based on data. But depending on your industry and your audience, it might do better on the weekends. It might do better in the evenings. Find that schedule and then stick to it. The algorithm likes you to be consistent with the posting times. So next I want to talk about something called the 200 view jail. Have you ever heard of that? That's when your videos never seem to get past 200 views. And this mostly applies to TikTok as a phrase, but all of the algorithms do this in one form or another. And what it is the first like 100 to 200 views on your videos are just the algorithm testing it. It's showing it to a small group to see how people react, to see how much of it they watch before they swipe to the next video, or maybe they watch the whole thing. This is a way to tell if your videos are working. Now, before I go any further, I'll say this doesn't apply to Facebook as much anymore. Facebook's organic reach is pretty terrible. You have to be boosting your Facebook posts with at least $10 a post to get any real traction. But this applies for sure to Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. To a certain extent, LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn is starving for more vertical video content. It just tested a little differently than the other platforms. But Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, 200 view jail. If your videos are not getting past 100 or 200 views, here's what it means. Either the content is not resonating with people, aka your content sucks, or it's not being made for the right audience, or it's too unpredictable for the algorithm to push it to the right people. The biggest change you can make right away is make your content grab people within the first 3 seconds. If you've listened to my stuff before, you've heard me talk about the hook. That's the hook. You have to hook people in the first 3 seconds, or they're going to keep scrolling past your video. Don't start with a logo. Don't start with introducing yourself. Make it something that'll actually catch people's attention. That's usually the very first thing that helps people get out of that 200 view jail. And the next thing is ask yourself, is this a video that you would actually want to watch? Use common sense. Just because it is a video that informs people about your services doesn't mean it's worth watching. Make content that people actually want to watch. People don't want to be sold to. They either want to be educated or inspired or entertained. Don't sell to them. Teach them something. Inspire them. Do it in a way that people actually will sit through your video. If you won't even watch your own video, how are you expecting anyone else to watch it? So when you start seeing your videos consistently go past that 200 view mark, that's a sign that the algorithm is starting to understand who your content is for and it's willing to show it to more people. The next plateau tends to be around the 1,000 to 2,000 view mark. If your videos are consistently stuck at that, it means they usually need to be better hooks. You can actually go on these platforms into the data and see where people stop watching your video. Maybe you've got a great hook and people have been watching your videos for the first 10 to 20 seconds consistently. So you got out of 200 view jail. You are up to 1,000 to 2,000 views. But maybe they're not watching past the first 20 seconds. And maybe you need to go watch your videos and see why. What happens after 20 seconds? Is that when you start to get boring? Is that when you lose them? Start gathering insights and making adjustments to your videos and see what happens. Play to the algorithms. So as you're setting your goals for 2026 for your business, here's a few suggestions for you. Number 1, really commit to short vertical videos. They outperform images and text by at least 10 to 1. They are where all the attention is for your target market, so that is where you need to be. Number 2, define a very clear target person that you are going to make content for. This will make your content perform better across the board. Make content for that person every single time. Number 3, find trending styles in music and in the format of the video and incorporate those things into your videos. Number 4, post on consistent days and times. Find what works for your audience, post at those times, be consistent. Try not to miss a day or a week. And number 5 is just give yourself permission to get better over time. Your first videos are not going to be great, but you gotta put in the reps, you will get better, and you never know which video the algorithm is going to grab and give a massive boost to, which could be incredible for your business. So I know that consistency is not always fun, it's not always exciting, but consistency is what wins right now. So if you do this long enough, the algorithm will reward you. Thank you for listening to the New Marketing for Your Small Business podcast. If this episode helped you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another business owner who needs a push right now. I'll see you next time.